Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Good afternoon now actually. It's Sunday today, obviously, and I'm home alone. So that's why I'm streaming for a couple of hours before I make my dinner. I'm at Vampire home base, as you can probably see, and in my elf form. I'm in my natural form. The reason for that is he looks very emo, doesn't he? The reason for that is that I took a minor panacea potion to get rid of the boss curse I had, and it gets rid of everything apart from the things that you're not allowed to get rid of, like lycanthropy, for example. So I lost my bat form, which is fine because I was kind of going to replace. I was kind of going to pair vampire with something else anyway, so that's not too much of a thing. I've been doing some favours for old Truxy here, and I'll talk about the vampire a little bit before let's just go and see what time of day it is first. I'm going to talk about I'll talk about the vampire stuff a bit, etc. I think it's probably not night time yet. Not that it's always a massive issue. It's 3 p.m. That's not too bad. Where is the sun? Okay, as you can see, standing against the wall in the shade, if you're desperate, might save your life. Basically, that's essentially how it works. I don't know what this is up for. What is this up for? Oh, it's because I've got my vampire skills on. It's 3 p.m, so that's fine. Let's go back down. So when you unlock vampire, Truxy gives you some favours to do, some quests essentially. And whenever you do one of those quests and turn it in, he gives you a buff that gives you a there's a 50% chance you won't lose any blood when you're in the sun. So that's pretty powerful. Lasts for about an hour, I think it is. What I found though is that you only want to turn in one favour at a time. I think it's only once a day the buff that you get. So you only want to turn in one favour at a time. I made the mistake of coming back and turning like the first 3 in essentially. And I think then I kind of lost whatever perks you get from that, because what I've also noticed is that when you turn a favour in, the amount of bloodwell, the amount of blood you can drink from the bloodwell seems to increase as well. But I think if you turn all the quests in at once, it's an issue, and you might be losing out on some stuff. So that's what I would recommend essentially. The thing is, of course, in this game is if you turn up to an NPC and you've got the quest requirements, 3 different quests, it just turns them all in automatically. Essentially, you can't choose which one to turn in, so you've got to be careful. I was trying to do this particular quest here. This one in Povus, there's a giant mushroom, which we're going to go back to when it's night time and see what's going on there. And it says touch the vampire room beneath a giant mushroom in Povus. So I'm at the giant mushrooms, and I'm looking at the base of the mushrooms. I'm looking just underneath the fruit of the mushroom. I've flown up on top of the mushroom, and there's a mushroom dude on top, and I can't speak to him because my mycology skill's not high enough. So I've got to. But what I didn't make a note of is how much my mycology skill is too low, and whether it's going to be like a real mushroom farm to try and increase it enough. I need to check that, because he's in Povus, which is a quite high level area. I'm going to probably have to check. I'm probably going to have to maybe do a fair bit of my mycology skill is 54, which is not tragic, but like Povus is like a level 70 to 80 zone. So yeah, but what I didn't realise is that underneath the giant mushrooms, actually underneath the ground, is a little dungeon thing. So that's where I need to go, and I think I need to be able to talk to the mushroom guy or understand what he's saying, basically. Because I haven't turned in a favour today. What I should have done was I was doing this quest, so I got myself a magnifying glass and an ancient stencil. I needed an ambient magic sponge, which I could have probably just bought from the marketplace, but I didn't do that because I'm an idiot. And so I've turned up here with 2 of the items, not the third one, because I thought the mushroom one, I was going to do it on the way. I thought, oh, the mushroom run's going to be easy, but it wasn't. So yeah, that was great. I wasn't particularly happy about that. So yeah, we'll go and do that shortly. Yeah, so he will give you quests to do, but at the moment it feels to me as though it's more economical to turn them in once a day, because he gives you a buff. But I think if you turn up with 3 quests, then he'll take them all, he'll accept them all, but I don't think you're going to get, but then you kind of lose the buff kind of thing maybe. So I don't know, maybe someone can point that out in chat. One of the quests you do, the first 3 quests you get, I'll try and help you with. So you need to find 2 runes, and you need to find his servant essentially. So I think it's on a stream, but one of the runes is in Serbial Crypt. If you go and look at my previous stream, I think it's on there. It shows you where to go. So just do that. The second rune, I was looking around Eltabule, the keep, and I just couldn't find the rune. I was like, oh, for God's sake. So I did some research, and the rune is, as you walk into Eltabule Keep, you've got like 2 towers either side. Get up, fly up, or whatever you need to do to get up into the towers, and the rune is in one of the towers. Click the rune, a skeleton spawns, kill him, and you get the item that you need, basically. I did go up there a couple of times, but I was more careful this time because I knew it was there. And the rune is really dark on the wall, like it doesn't really seem to light up. There's no lighting up there essentially, and it's quite similar to the wall colour, so that's maybe why I missed it. So these are the first 3 quests that he gives you. The third quest is to find this dude, Grassel. I'll show you where to find him when we go outside. He's useful because he's got a blood guide. So let's go back. So this is your blood amount. I've got 61 out of 180. When you're in the sun, blood goes down, basically. You get these lifeblood potions. If you drink them, you get 25 blood. So when I was coming here, the sun came up and I started to take a bit of damage. So I quickly quaffed a couple of those, and that kind of got me here safely, basically. I actually haven't, I need to experiment. I'm not sure how quickly you die when your blood runs out. I imagine your health ticks away until you die, basically, but I'm not sure exactly how quickly it goes, but I'll test that. And you can farm this blood, basically. So if you click on Grassel, today's blood season are elves. So if I go and kill elves, there's a random chance I'll drop one of those little blood vials. I think I've got a quest at the moment, the hate pearls. I think that also drops from the elves, so I need to find some elves to kill, basically. The other thing as well is you've got like a weather system, and it tells you what zones are safe outside. So you can actually spend time outside in zones, depending on what the weather is. It says safe. It says, very cloudy means it's safe. Raining is safe. Foggy is safe as well. And I can attest to that one because I got caught in a zone when the sun came up. And it was foggy and I didn't take any damage. So that was that. And that's about it, really. I kind of think the vampire at the moment really is, I say at the moment, like it probably definitely is a skill for someone who kind of just likes the role-playing aspect of it, because I think maybe the blood thing will get on people's nerves after a very short period of time. I've seen some people complaining about it in the chat. I think I've done it a couple of times myself as well, but I've seen people go absolutely ape shit that they can't get rid of, lycanthropy, for example, because during the full moon that they want to play the game, but they don't want to be a werewolf anymore, so if that kind of limitation or that mechanic drives you mad, then this will probably not be the class for you. I like when I first heard about Vampire. This was years ago. Like I always wanted to get it. I just thought it would be a cool role playing thing, and because you can combine two skills basically. Let's go and see. I think it's probably still not time. Time does tick away quite slowly in the game, which is quite good if it's night time, but not if it's daytime. Let's see what the time is. Pretty much as soon as it's 6 p.m. you can start doing stuff. As long as you're not, where's the sun going down over there? As long as you're not directly in the sun, it's not a problem. I mean, I'm outside at the moment, but the sun's up. It's behind the tower, and I don't seem to be taking any blood damage. So, yeah, and that's it really. Like, I really like the skills, like the animation, the sound effects and the visual effects are really cool. What I really like as well is it's a bit like an enchanter. Like I'm trying to think of what to pair it with. Maybe mentalist, because I've got a mesmerize, and I've also got a charm. The charm's really cool. You pull a couple of mobs, you charm one, it fights for you for like 15 seconds or something, and that's it. You know, away you go. Obviously, when it wears off, you then got to fight that mob as well. So, but yeah, it's really cool. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try this Povus thing again. So if you want to unlock Vampire, it's up here. In the northeast, the tower's in the northeast corner of the map. To find his servant, which is one of the quests that he wants you to do, he's over here in the northwest corner. He's under the water, so you need to dive under the water and whatnot. I didn't realise this bit existed up here, so I was looking around this bit, which is full of like level 90 demons. Really a real pain in the arse. Yeah, but there's this little bit of extra map here. If you go up into the mountains, this is there. That's where Grasul is. This Lithorax dude, he's the guy that drops the missing hematic lens that old Truxy wants. And he's like a big boss mob. So I kept looking at the auction house and I've only found one so far. Like I ended up buying the lens for a lot of money. It kind of wiped me out at the time. But it was the only way that I could do it really. You know, it's kind of, I'm kind of more of like I think I've said this before with games, but like I wouldn't mind camping this guy, like EverQuest styley. If the drop was just like really low, you know, if it was like a 0.1% drop chance, I would quite happily sit there and camp him till I got it, or a 1% drop chance or whatever. But what this game often does, it just puts the mob beyond your ability to kill, like anyone. Like to unlock the skill, you've got to kill this big boss mob type. And I know people will say it's an MMO, you know, you should group up, get a guild, and I'm sure that's fine, but I've come across like 3 or 4, even though the game's is really busy at the moment. Like I've had 3 or 4 instances where, not me personally, that I had one of them where people are asking for help in chat and there's just no help. You know, particularly if it's like an out of the way thing that's not like that doesn't benefit someone else. You know, it's people all talk about MMO communities and how great this community is and stuff and whatever, and it's always a mixed bag. You know, quite often people it's not like EverQuest on P99. I mean, I know that P99 gets a bad rap from a community point of view with regards to the the really hardcore community, but I see a lot more people helping you on P99 than I've seen here so far. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but yeah, like a couple of times I asked if there was people killing this mob, if people kill it and stuff. You only get a response in a chat half the time. You know, it's just one of those things. So you need to this is where the lens comes from, basically. And to unlock Grasul, he's over here, just so you know. Is that a quest, brain bug infestation? I remember it from a long time ago. Okay, so we're gonna bugger off to Povus then, and we'll see. I'm going to see what mycology skill I need, because honestly, I've got no idea. I've been doing some skill. No, I think it's up here. I've been doing some skill I remember the quest vaguely, but I can't remember what it was. What we're looking for. I feel like I keep updating my thing, but it's not changing, which is a bit of a pain in the neck. But there you go. I've unlocked, like the game's got mounts now, but if you don't have, where are we? It's probably quicker for me to run, actually. I need to go there. Quicker for me to run there, then fly. Run, then fly, I think. So that Povus is a pain in the arse. There's too many mobs everywhere. Yeah, so you can have mounts, but if a lot of people are playing in animal forms all the time, so if you're an animal, there are skills if you're an animal, there's a skill you can unlock, which will essentially become your own mount, basically, which means that you can run faster, and I'm not sure what the other animals are like. I was going to try out the giant bat one before I lost it. I should have just flown down here. That would have been a bit more sensible. I can't remember if you take falling damage or not in this game. Let's get on to flat ground. Yeah, you don't seem to. Get on to flat ground. Let's do some sprinting. Wall sprint. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I think so. I need to have a look around the zone later to see if any of those blood petal flower drops or whatever they are, whatever they're called. Okay, I think we'll fly in Povus. I get anxious as I'm running. The mount anxiety goes up if you get attacked when you're running, which is fine because I guess it's trying to emulate like if you had a horse, basically. Oh, I've got to unmount first. Okay, fair enough. You never guess what as well. Like you can, even though I'm a wolf and I'm my own mount, I can still wear my saddlebag. And I was obviously using a horse before because my horse had a saddlebag. When I opened it, it was full of stuff that I don't even remember having. I've got like I think stomachs sell for a lot at the moment. And I've got like 60 stomachs or something and whatnot, so I need to go and put them on the vendor. It's like, I was like, where the hell did all this stuff come from? It was obviously in my bag. There's the mushroom over there. I don't know why my map has suddenly gone massive. Like, I'd like to keep my map in the corner. Like, up. As often as I can. Yeah. I lost a little bit of blood. I was obviously a bit hasty there. But the sun's gone now, so... I think Povus is a perfect example of what I was saying on stream the other day, where, in general, like a lot of the zones, like the mob density is just like I like enjoying zones, you know, and soaking up the atmosphere and stuff. And it's kind of easy. It's easy to do that when you're flying. Maybe there's like a perma way of flying with some other some skills and stuff that regenerate your power quicker. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's like most of the land parts of the zone, there's a mob every like few feet, and it's just like there's another bird down there. Look, another player. Might be. Hello, my guy. He's playing the duck. I chose the raven because I thought it was cool. I did play as a duck, but then I unlocked raven, so you know. It's night time as well, so the town's probably going to be full of mobs. So I haven't got this quest yet, but for future reference for vampires, there is a vampire rune on the wall over here. Just here. This is where I died. There you go. Look, I forgot about my tombstone. Just there. If you click it, a mob spawns that you have to kill. But I think it was probably too hard for me, so I need to think about that. Yeah. But that was a quest I thought I had, but it's not that one. It's the mushroom one. Well, I'm just checking to see what skill level I need to talk to the mushroom. It might be too high, in which case I think we'll just go and do something else, basically. I'm really addicted to the game again at the moment, but that always normally happens to me. Like I've unlocked Vampire, which was kind of predominantly the reason I came back. More skill. So I can't talk to Mope because I don't have enough skill. Currently 54. I'm quite a way away from the next level. It's unlikely that 55 is going to be the next level, I would have thought. So maybe that's just something that I need to do at another point. What I think I might do is I don't know if there are any I don't think there are any teleporter things in here. I think what we'll probably do, let's zone into Gaz and go from there. I'll look at the wiki later to see what I need with regards to mycology skill for that guy. I can turn in a favour today though. I just need to head back. I think what we'll probably do is we'll do some levelling up. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the game at the moment because I've got something to skill to raise essentially, and I'm enjoying interacting with a lot of the other systems as well. We could go and hunt in the werewolf caves. I think they're still there. So we could just sprint to Kur, I guess, and have a look in there. I think their mobs are level 50 in there. I haven't looked at it. I haven't checked it out for quite a long time. Because it's been a long time since I've played as a werewolf. But I guess it's kind of one of those jobs that is quite a big job, but I do it would be, I think it'd be so much more immersive if the mobs in the zones were a bit more just made a bit more sense. Like you got undead and animals and all sorts of other mobs just all grouped together, just randomly wandering the zone. It'd be cool if there were like camps and stuff. I guess maybe it's not that sort of MMO, I don't know. But you also get riding skill, which is good. So even though you're not on a mount, okay. So when I use a sprint skill, my My mount's anxiety goes up. I've only just noticed that for whatever reason, because I'm quite a slow old man. I wonder if the bats have got a skill. Giant bat for flying faster. I haven't checked. Didn't check. I must say though, the sprint speed is very, very quick. And my riding skill is only relatively slow, I think, and the equipment I've got is pretty like terror bad. So, oops, hang on. Right, an empty space. My winter wolf form has got some cold mitigation, but it's not perfect, so I do need a fire. I need to eat some food. Okay, let's go. I can whip myself to make my acceleration better when I'm first taking off. That's pretty good. I think Gaz is the Gaz weather thing is worse than Kur. Because when I'm in Kur, I can run around for quite a long time. I think Tundra Lichen, Tundra Lichen or whatever actually increases. No, it didn't. I thought they increased my mycology skill. I guess not. Okay. I don't think we're that far away from the werewolf caves and the werewolf trainer. I think it's basically... Where are they? Yeah, they're basically just straight down the coast there, I think. Let's go. North Spain. Gaining any skill for picking up. Maybe my skill, maybe I've maxed my skill, I need to unlock it. And something else I need to unlock. Insane werewolf there. I think that insane werewolf might be for a quest actually, I can't remember. Oh, it's a little campfire. Who is Lamashu? Okay, she doesn't want to talk to me. Fair enough. Fair enough. Giving it the girl boss. So I'll move on. Oh, there's the is that the mother werewolf or something? Or yeah, you need to kill that for a quest. That one. Lethin. I'm going with Blethin. It sounds a bit Welsh. So there's the werewolf camp, werewolf trainers. There's a cave nearby that's got an altar where I think you can unlock some skills. It was Sanya, I think that. Yeah, she unlocked the super running skill, basically. I don't think this... we'll go over to the werewolf cave, or the wolf cave. I don't think it's too high level there for me to level vampire. I should probably be just doing it outside at the moment. being as it's daytime, but I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Like I said, it used to be over here. Let's go and see if it is. Whoops. There we go. Running so fast and he went straight past it. When I was streaming the other day and I saw that werewolf go zooming past, I think that must have been the skill. Obviously. Okay, so yeah, so during the full moon you can come back here and I think you can train some stuff. Or you used to be able to anyway. I guess there's probably some people in here. Maybe. Who's nearby? All these people in here? Oh god. Okay. Let's have a check. If there are no mobs up, it might just not be worth it, essentially. Oh, it seems there is. Are they level 50? Yeah. As long as my pet can kill them, that's all that matters, really. Is this the one? I think so. What pet have we got? Fizz, who's dead. Oh, God. Okay. Deer form. Maybe it's a druid. Don't know. There's a group of people going in. Okay, well, we'll just pick the odd mob off here and there. It's not really like we've got much going on at the moment. As long as there seems to be like a level range. Eating my... It's cannibalism. There seems to be a level range where when you're leveling a new skill. So I got 64 XP in vampirism there. But if I'm fighting some lower level mobs than this, you get more. So I think I must be outside of the... If you try and kill mobs that are too high, I guess so you don't power level stuff. You just let's just change those around. I've got a problem with my skills at the moment where I'm sure I'm updating, like I keep saving them onto a loadout, but when I'm loading the loadout in, it's still the same. It's still the same. It hasn't saved itself. I'll check. Sorry, I'm just going to go through this, update some of these to the highest level ones. I don't know what it's like now. I'm not sure if you played it recently, but I would kind of agree with that. The newbie island is not brilliant, or it never used to be. Maybe it's better now. I'm not sure. But yeah, I would agree with that, I think, actually. I think they could have done a bit more. Maybe they improved it for the release, like the 1.0 release, I'm not sure. Okay. I think 5 is the highest we can have there. 5 is the highest we can have there. I don't know why that would be there. It's annoying. Because I'm in combat. Something's attacked Fizz. Because why not? Okay. Oh, there's some mobs that spawn behind me. I didn't realise that. I'm going to assume that these mobs are probably too high for me to charm, but we'll see. We'll see if we can. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I think they were probably just too hard to charm or mez, basically. One of them seemed to disappear, though. It's weird. Oh, no, Fizz killed it. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm never a massive fan of like a tutorial as such. I did see quite a lot of new players complaining about the tutorial, strangely, saying that it wasn't very tutorially. Yeah, I guess it's just one of those things, isn't it? You kind of... where were we? I might change to... I've got a bear pet that I tamed, and it's like a boss tame. And I like the bear because the bear's special attack is a stun. So I think we're going to go with that. I think he's number 3. I'm not sure. I've got a few pets. Let's check. Yeah. So you might have seen it on stream. I think this is Graz from a dungeon that I did the other day on stream. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if you tame like a boss mob, if it retains any of its. Let's see if it actually saves my thing this time. Animal handling, vampirism, update. Okay, so we'll just kill a few mobs then. Yeah, I've got like I would say this game is the game that I've got the strongest love-hate relationship with. There's some stuff that I love about it, and there's some stuff that I just hate about it. But one thing I would say, like, you know, if you're for yourself, if you're thinking of playing it, is that it's a very grindy game. Like even really, like pretty much from the start. You can get some level 50 loots in here. There are some chests and stuff. Yeah, so it's it's like it really is that game that I love but hate equally, and maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. I hate archers. They're such a pain in the arse. They just go running off. Well, they can just go running off, I should say, anyway. And one thing that the game does have a lot of also is there's a lot of lore and stuff. So if you're that way inclined with MMOs, there's quite a lot of that going on. Hey, Funny Bones, how you doing? It's funny when you're leveling a new combat skill because it just does nothing. You know, when you're used to so much, when you're used to so much from having like, high level combat skills, it's like yeah, it's just there's nothing there. Now, where was he going? Oops, was that some seaweed? I don't know actually. This dungeon looks to be the same. I've got it all unlocked. I think looks to be the same as it always has been. Some dungeons change, and I had to kind of like do the maps again, basically. Yeah, I think it's just one of those games where you have to be prepared to literally level up almost everything you do in the game. Like even like as you know, even as you say, even like storage and stuff. Like pretty much every NPC that you require something from, you need to gain favour with. And as long as you're prepared for that, I think a lot of people won't be. I think there's a lot of people going through the, you know, the honeymoon phase with the game. It's not so bad when an NPC requires you just to give them stuff. So, like the jeweler guy in Serbial, you know, he just wants stuff. Basically, he just wants jewellery. So you just chuck him jewellery, and slowly you increase your favour with him. But you know, I think once you realise you've got to do that for every single NPC and pretty much every single other system, then yeah, maybe it's just I think it's definitely a game that, can I kill this? Yeah, it's not even a boss. Should be alright. Even with one of my skills being pretty crappy, I think we'll probably be alright. Does he summon any dudes? I don't think so. But as I said, you know, I mean, that it perfectly describes my thing with the game, is that it's equally an amazing game and equally not terrible game from a like a design point of view. But then I guess that's just probably how it's supposed to be, you know. Is he regenerating? It's pretty hardcore. Concentrated wolf and speed juice. Nice. Bit of wolf juice. Always appreciated. What does this do? Is it just a normal loot box? Astonishing large skull. I know I should keep... I kind of went through one of these things, like everyone does, I guess, where I just keep everything. But in the end, you... Yeah, I remember having to get to this guy to train something, I think. I can't remember what it was, but... Yeah. Whatever it was, it was. Going back to the vampire skill, I was kind of trying to give a basic guide earlier. I think like there are some combat skills you pick up where there are certain things that it's useful to know, and you get like a little recipe for it, like a little oops, whoa. Yeah, it grows from quite a way away. Anytime you like. Can I charm? Can I mez that? No, probably too high level. Thanks, dude. I'm considering staying wolf form. I think he's playing werewolf warden. Warden was a skill that I kind of wanted to. I think I got it up to 50 or something maybe. But yes, there's always a skill to actually. The dungeon goes on further, doesn't it? Yeah, there's always a. There's always another skill to level up in this game. Defos. Oh, well, he's down here. So. Oh, it's Timothy down here. I remember Timothy. I'm assuming he's going to be alright. Looks like it. The one thing about losing my giant bat form was I can't use Animal Town. But I can, but I need to stay in like werewolf form for 3 hours, and I can go to Animal Town because I've got like a load of inventory stuff there. So, yeah, getting rid of giant bat was a bit of an issue, but not insurmountable, you know. I'll just take a little magical item, I guess. Right, let's get rid of this archer. It's a pain in the arse. Yeah, so I guess that there's just a level limit with regards to charming and mezzing, so it is what it is. Berserk would be a good combat skill, particularly tying in with a wolf. Like when you were in human form, it was like a berserker. I'll also pick up this stuff, just go and sell it at some point. I've been collecting skins because I've been thinking about trying to make myself some armour. Probably some leather armour. But I saw someone yesterday say that making... Looks like vampires get everything, get the shaft and everything. Someone was saying that outside of the blood stuff and whatnot, like the worst thing is that apparently it's difficult to make equipment with vampire buffs on them. But again, I've never done much crafting in this game. That's something else that can just you know, obviously. Oh, looks like there's something behind there. That's obviously something else that could take up a year of your time if you. Bloody archers, pain in the arse out. Right, you stay here for once. Do as you're told for once. Yeah, come on then. Wait. Is the moon still out there? I like the fact this is like a themed, like a bit of a theme thing on the vampire front of this dungeon. It's pretty cool. Just trying to face pull, really. Okay. So this, yeah, I didn't realise this. I kind of didn't see it. I saw it before, but this guy seems to have some pretty crazy regeneration thing going on. My vampire skill was just too low to do anything really. So there we go. I don't think you can actually tame wolves as a pet either, which is, again, was something. It's a bit like the spiders. Like it would be being a spider and being able to tame a spider and being a wolf, be able to tame a wolf pet would be pretty cool. Right, let's go a bit deeper in, shall we? Oh, for God's sake, come over here. Where's he going? That's weird. Yeah, apparently yesterday they kind of... I was in Serbial for a short amount of time and the lag was literally like 10 seconds or something crazy. Apparently there was one of those poetry jams and there was a lot of people in the zone. I hope that the game keeps up the population. I'm not convinced it will. I just think that from what I've looked at in chat and seeing people's behaviour in game, I just think a lot of the players just seem to be your typical MMO players who are trying something new. Like, you know, very little etiquette. Like people just keep coming along and attacking the mobs that you're fighting and lots of stuff in chat and whatnot. I just don't know if it's if many people they'll stick with it long term, you know. Oh, someone's come flying through here. I'll leave them. It's always tricky leaving. It's always tricky leaving corpses. Oh shit! Don't attack them. It's always tricky leaving corpses around because if you don't bury a corpse or whatever, it mobs take longer to spawn, so it's difficult because if you're just going through the dungeon for a particular thing, it's easier for you because mobs don't keep spawning around you. But obviously people coming out behind you, it just means that there are a lot of spawns take longer for them to I think this would be pretty easy if I didn't have such a low level. One of my other skills wasn't so low level, so I don't want to get too get too carried away. I don't mind dying so much myself, but I don't like my pet dying because he loses bond level, so which can be a bit of a pain in the neck. Come on, there you go. I'll bury them, seeing as I'm only just after XP, really. Cestus. Oh. Oh, and a bit of a spawn here. Oh, that matriarch's doing a lot of damage. No, kill the archer first, you fool. Okay, I don't want my pet to die. That's just a pain in the ass. I think we could probably kill her if we got her on our own. See if we run or not into something else. We probably will, although there is someone else coming. I think the game quite strongly, to me, when I first started playing it, it's kind of like it was by a couple of devs from Asheron's Call, I think, and that was a kind of a bit of a vibe that I got for it. Yeah, I mean, I would say that the animation work is not as good as... It's probably like the worst part visually, I would say. It's not bad, but... Oh, Myth got a level. Good on her. Well, she hasn't yet. I need to go and train it, but... Some crazy regen. Yeah, it's weird playing a. I was thinking to myself yesterday, it must really just be people who are looking to play any new MMO, so they're trying it out. But just how just like the etiquette of the new players doesn't seem to be what I would have classed like classic MMO community. Taking into account any community's got its like bad eggs, but yeah, just like yeah, interesting. It's kind of like being invaded by WoW players, kind of thing, but they're the worst type of WoW players. A little bit of druid healing here. It's nice. Not burying their corpses though. Can I get rid of them? Maybe. I think it's just like my experience of playing, and I guess technically you could say it's a different like pace of combat, but my experience generally on P99 of classic EverQuest players is like people won't just come along and like interfere with your fight, for example. Like I won't. Like generally, I'll ask someone if someone looks like they're genuinely going to die, then I'll help out. But so people don't just come and you know. Whereas in this game, I'm finding it quite similar to some of the other experiences I've had in, like, say, like New World, for example, where players just run around en masse randomly, and there's no real etiquette with regards to like that you're doing. It's like, well, if I can hit it, every mob's mine, and that's just what I'm going to do. And maybe it could be. I mean, the thing is that even though people talk about this as being a classic MMO, it's like I would say that the combat is quicker than EverQuest, less tactical. So maybe that's it. Maybe yeah. There's a fair. It's just players running around just thinking that every mob is theirs to hit, irrespective of whether someone else is fighting them or not, fighting it or not. I'm not quite sure how it works in this game. Let's go around the other way again. I don't know if you get credit for attacking the mob first or doing the most damage or whatever it may be. But yeah. Okay, you stay there, please. Thank you. Yeah. Come on. It's funny because that was very much a thing that I saw. Like, so like even in this game, if I was this guy, I would have stood back and waited for me to do the fight. Essentially, that's what I would have done. But that's not the case. Like that guy's just come running through. Even though you might say it's a different game, like mobs maybe spawn quicker and blah 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 blah. That's just what I would have done in that situation. Like I would have just left I would have waited until he'd have cleared the mobs and then maybe run past. Yeah, but again, it's just a different way of playing, I guess. You know, that's life, isn't it? So Timothy guy's a boss, which I probably couldn't kill him anyway using. I think I had to kill this guy once because I needed to read this book, maybe, or I needed something. But I think it might have been to do with staff, like staff skill or something. I can't remember. I guess it's just a different way of, you know, I guess, I don't know, I guess in this game, particularly if like that guy looked like it was quite a high level, he had like nearly 1,000 armour or whatever. So I guess in this game, maybe people just want to get from A to B as quickly as they can. So he just wants to get through he just wants to get through to get to the thing where he's going to or whatever, you know, and maybe that's the deal. I don't know. I guess you just get like things different cultures depending on the game, but also different culture depending on the era that the game was released in. I had the same thing when I started playing Classic WoW. Actually, like I was at a camp where there wasn't like a lot of mobs, and I was just faffing around there. I'm not sure if I was waiting for something to drop or something, you know, and a group of players would just come along and just wipe out the whole camp and then just run on again. Like it wasn't even as though they were there for a quest thing. They would just run through and kill stuff and then just run on. You know, it's like oh my, I don't know, some sort of like childish compulsion. I must kill everything. And, yeah, it's weird. I mean, it could just be me being like maybe too, you know. Anyway, it's not like not a massive thing, you know. There's other mobs. Maybe sometimes it could be a reflection, as I said, of like there's just the combat style. I don't know. Like it would just happen all the time in um, in like New World, for example, when there were people around. Like I mean, literally, the weird thing it would happen just on like oh shit. It would happen on just like normal mobs, you know, like you're fighting a normal mob and someone would come in and it was maybe higher than you and just like DPS it down in a second, and it's like this is after you've been fighting it for like 5 or 10 seconds or so, you know, and it's like, well, what what are you trying to achieve there? Like, what's the goal, you know? I don't want Fizz to die. That's faux show. Of course, I don't want myself to die. Yeah, I find it more weird from their point of view. Like the New World thing was really weird because like the combat's not crazy, you know. Like you can just kill mobs pretty easily, and it's just weird to see like you initiate a fight with a mob and like someone who's higher level than you just comes out of nowhere and yeah, and just kills the mob. And it's like, well, I don't get it. Like, what's, I imagine they're the sort of like, like, because New World was a bit of a PvP game as well. So I know I'm stereotyping here, but they were probably like, yeah, you frustrated PvP guys. They're not really PvP. Like, their PvP is killing people that they can kill easily because they enjoy like mucking up someone's game or whatever, I can't remember which game it was. It wasn't New World, because it might have been like the game, like MMOs, for example, where you've got stuff to loot, and like so many times there's been a mob near like a chest or something to loot, and the chest or whatever, or the resource or whatever it is not instanced, and the amount of times that I've initiated the mob with the idea of then like looting the thing, and you initiate the fight and someone just comes past you and loots the thing and run off. There's a load of those kind of players playing MMOs. Even these MMOs, these MMOs don't avoid that problem. Stop regenning health, for God's sake. Oh, go on then. Go on then. I'd rather you... okay. So I think we probably can't... I think these mobs are just too high level for me to charm or mez, I think. That was a thing that always made me laugh. And I would curse then laugh. That thing where you pull something and I think Fiona and there we were duoing in a dungeon the other day. I think fairy with a little bee pet. Yeah, like when someone runs past and nicks the thing that you were fighting the mob for. It's kind of like one of those things where you go, fuck, and then you start laughing at the absurdity of it. It's like... I think maybe it was New World, but maybe it was a resource where you'd fight a mob and then someone would come and... I'm sure Lord of the Rings Online as well was a game where that would happen, where there were chests spread around the world. And, oh, looks like the little fox died. That's annoying. Well, we gained a vampire level. It's not so bad. It's quite slow here because I think the level range is too high, so I'm kind of being punished by trying to power level which is fair enough. It's 6 AM now, so I'm not going to bother going anywhere else. I could teleport to my teleport point, I guess. Playing a new MMO, as I've said before, I'm playing an MMO where it's not new. People, it's funny. I keep seeing streams, people saying, trying out this new MMO, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I guess maybe it is if you never played it before, but it's not. It's literally been around for probably a decade or more. No, well, maybe a bit less than a decade. It's funny. But playing playing an MMO that's gone out of early access, I guess, is what we'll call it. It's interesting. Like as I said before, like I really find the psychology of MMOs quite interesting, and it's interesting, like looking at chat and stuff, and as I say, like seeing the etiquette and how new players behave, and then like looking at chat and seeing how old, veteran players behave. Unfortunately, not conducting themselves any better sometimes. Yeah, it's interesting thing. What have I been picking up? I've got some nice animal skins and some quality animal skins. Fair enough. Okay, so these bloodthirsty werewolves are now giving me a bit more XP. So I guess as I get close, as my vampire skill gets closer to their level, the skill will just keep, the XP will just keep going up. Yeah, what I found interesting with this game's release is how it is a game that's been around for so long, but how so many like so-called like classic MMO players like weren't aware of it. It does make me wonder if the players, if they are actual classic MMO players, maybe they're just players who are trying it out because they've seen it, as you say, they've seen a stream that's saying the new MMO kind of thing. Yeah, you do get quite a lot of clickbait as well, don't you? It seems to be the only way you can exist nowadays on streaming or whatever is clickbaiting. I think that wolf and berserker is going to wander up this way, so we'll go and wait for him. It is like I'm one of those, I'm one of those people that when you see something, I can't kind of unsee it, if you know what I mean. It's like with the Epstein files recently. The Epstein files thing seems to be quite funny in a sense that there are a lot of people who wanted it to be released because they thought certain other people were going to be on it, and now it's come out. It turns out that there's other people on it that they didn't think would be on it. But it's just like. Oh shit! It's one of those things where you hear someone's name on there and you think, oh yeah, but I'm not sure if you think oh yeah sometimes, because of course it makes sense now, but actually maybe it doesn't. But it's kind of like the same in the game, I think, where it, like with, I don't know why I compare the Epstein files to streaming. I have no idea. But what I was trying to say was once you see what all the streamers have to do for the algorithm, I just think to myself, I'm out, I don't want to take part in like this, whatever it is, you know, this stuff that you're forced to do because some company has, you know, instead of it being about, oh, let's watch this guy, we really like him, so it's about, oh, I've got to do an AI thumbnail with me pulling a gasping, you know, and whatever crap it is. I've got to release a video every 2 days that is entitled 10 Things I Wish I Knew About Project Gorgon before I started. And I've got to do that every like 2 days. And I've got to try and make the videos seem different. I've got to try and make the tips seem different, even though they're very similar. You know, it's a shame that it's got like that. Let's go up here again. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. It's not particularly interesting content. I think I was considering, as I said, I was at the start, I was considering doing some more vampire quests, but yeah, I mean, what I guess it's the same for everything, but certainly from a gaming point of view, it was almost like you either have to be one extreme or the other. You know, there's no point in being in the middle. And I kind of thought to myself, well, I don't know actually. I kind of sometimes you kind of think to yourself, well, just having fairly middle of the road normal viewpoints are seen as radical, you know. I suppose that's just where we are. But yeah, it's just like you either have to be toxically negative or toxically positive, essentially, to get any kind of But I think a lot of this stuff, it is like a lot of this stuff with things like gaming and and like TV shows, films, whatever it may be, like all of that you see, I think is actually just political. It's like someone releases they release Concord and it's terrible, and obviously it is terrible. But what happens is that you then get the political side of it, you know. So game journalists and stuff will defend it because they're just at the moment seem to be very radically left wing, and they call people who don't like the game racist and bigots and whatever it may be, you know, that kind of malarkey. And the other side, I guess, kind of do something similar. I think it is all politically driven. Like a lot of the toxic positivity you see around games is political. You know, it's people who don't want the game to be called woke or whatever it is because they're woke, and so they defend it. You know, I think that's what you see a lot of that going on. Yeah, but the reason I think it's positive or ideological is that you will get people that defend stuff that is just objectively bad. You know, but they can't because their side. It's like everything, isn't it? It's like everything that's going on. Like if their side say that it's good, then they have to say that it's good. They've got no mind of their own. with the you know, the player thing running around, just thinking every mob's theirs kind of thing. It can be quite funny as well. I was in a dungeon yesterday. I was only at the entrance to the dungeon, and there was a thing where there's just like there's a section where just 4 mobs spawn basically. But the way this game works with spawns is that you can't really space out the spawns. They're just they're designed to spawn in a group of 4 basically, irrespective of what you do. And a couple of times yesterday, like I was waiting for them to spawn, and one spawned and it was running towards me. And it was running towards me. Someone would run in, who clearly was just too low level, but they couldn't help themselves. So I would kind of like kill the one I was killing, and then just back up, and they would get killed by the other 3. You know, it's almost, as I said, it's almost like I can't help myself. I've got to run in and attack these mobs that this other person's fighting. Maybe they thought they would get some easy XP or something, but yeah, I just backed up and he just died, you know. That's quite funny. I think the vampire animations really kind of lend themselves to being to being in like a humanoid form, because I think there's a couple of them where they kind of raise up off the ground and use the ability. That's really cool looking. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's no impulse thing. You know, it's like they just had to run in, irrespective of what the outcome was going to be. You know, and it's like, well, if these mobs are aggroed on this bloke, then maybe I can come in and quickly and like hit some and get some XP or something, or whatever it was. You know, they obviously weren't aware of body pulling, which is a big thing in this game. They literally just ran into the other group of... I body pulled and they just ran into the other group of 3. Oh, kill the wolf. Don't run after the archer. There's no need for that. Oh, sorry, buddy. Left you on your own there. Getting bashed. I think, I think that with certainly I saw people talking about it with Pantheon, and I talk about it with I've seen people talk about it with Monster Memories as well. That I think there's certain people that just think that they'll play a certain style of game and they won't get that like toxic behaviour. They just think that that toxicity is not something that particular game attracts. But I don't think it matters really. I just think it's like any game. I'm sure like when Pantheon comes out, if it ever comes out, you'll get a load of like toxic raid behaviour at end game. Monster Memories, I'm sure you'll get that as well. I just think it's just part of the deal, you know. Archers are a pain in the arse. I don't seem to be able to tell my pet to say, look, just attack this mob, please. I've got like a charge in and attack a mob pet button, but it's not making my pet. Oh god, okay, it's not making my pet. Okay, we'll we'll quit that fight. We'll reset and start again. The other thing that I think certainly it wasn't something that I'd had to contend with for quite a long time is like it's very different. It's very different playing on an emulated server like P99, where it's an emulation of something that's already happened. You know, so for the most part, things are not going to change. I mean, P99 have changed the odd thing here or there where they thought that it needed to be changed. But the other thing that is quite interesting is playing a game, playing an MMO that's new. So it's like it's actively being developed, and I'm talking about things like things getting nerfed and whatever, you know, because that's not something that I've playing on classic emulated servers. That's not something that I haven't played a game like that really particularly much. Came across it a bit in New World, which I played a lot, but in New World, because the combat was like arcadey, you know, action combat, wasn't really a massive issue. So like, you know, like a I don't know, like Pantheon or whatever, Monster Memories coming out, and you know, maybe getting a constant cycle of like changes and nerfs and stuff that people are not used to. I think the issue is that they do think they're being decent human beings. I guess I think that's the whole point of being like part of a side and becoming brainwashed. You know, is that you do think you're being a decent human being. I think that guy was going that way anyway, but when I engaged that mob, I kind of thought to myself, I wonder if that guy was doing it. Yeah, I think that's the issue, isn't it? Is that even the worst people on whatever side, you know, think they're right, you know. Unfortunately. I think you're right. There is obviously like a decent middle ground, but people just can't seem to find that middle ground themselves. You know, it's I think a lot of it obviously is to do with like people don't want to be cast out of the tribe, do they? It's like you've seen quite a lot of it on like the well, I've seen more of it on like the radical left side. You know, where people are scared to speak up about a thing because they might then get cast out of their group. And you see the crazy stuff where people stop talking to their family members and stuff over like political viewpoints. It's just crazy, really, that you would find yourself that extreme. You know, my parents voted for Trump, so that's it. I'm never speaking to them again. You know, it's just crazy. I was reading something about like societies and the fall of societies and stuff, and the fall of societies always seem to happen generally when things get too easy and people start inventing things to be offended about or inventing things to fight for. It's like when you see one of those videos of I don't know, like actresses that are acting in Disney products, right? And there's about 12 different women saying, I'm the first woman to act in a Disney thing like this or whatever. I'm the first woman ever to be in a Star Wars program, or, you know, all that kind of outrageous stuff. That's clearly not true. They haven't done their research, but that's kind of, you know, it's like people are looking for things to be a problem because things have got so easy for everyone. Like literally, unless you're poor, socially, you know, really struggling. I think there's like an upper working class and like a lower middle class where things are just really pretty good, you know. Particularly middle classes. Like I think there's a meme where a lot of the kind of like liberal outrage comes from white women who are either millennials or boomers, and that is like who are kind of around the middle classes, and that is absolutely right. You know, when you see any of these protests going on or whatever they may be, it's mostly white women screaming about this stuff, and I think it's because they're in where we are in the West. There isn't really a huge amount to go mental about. I'm not saying that it's perfect. And the reason that people obviously do it as well is because they can do it. You know, a lot of the stuff that people go out and protest against in the UK or the US or whatever, like if you did that somewhere else, then you forget it. Like you would not be able to do that. You know, you would see real fascism if you went to some other countries and tried to protest against something. It's partly why I kind of stopped creating the videos that I used to do, really. I just kind of got sick of it. Would be like I'd create a video talking about an MMO, and it was relatively mostly positive, and everyone would, you know, the people that were playing the game that were kind of fixated with it would kind of wave flags and stuff and go, "Ooh." But the moment I did a video about the game that wasn't mostly positive, they would start going, "Oh, you're toxic, you know, you're just always negative, you're always moaning about games and all that kind of stuff." You know, it's just you can't win. Like you couldn't have a middle view. It was just yeah. I've said this a few times before as well, but like the funniest thing was that even now I still get someone will leave a salty comment on a video that's like 8 years old. It's like, it's a bit like that thing we was talking about where people just, that impulse control, where mob must hit. It's like video must comment, even though it's like 8 years old, and I honestly just could not give a toss anymore. But I still get it sometimes. I wake up in the morning and I look and there's like a 1 on my alert bell thing, and I click it and it's someone who's just got angry about a video that I made 8 years ago. It's like, oh, for God's sake, move on, don't matter anymore. And it's funny because the comment, like the video they're responding to in context of the game that I was talking about, it's not even relevant anymore. Some of the games are closed. Some of them have changed so much that the comment I made is not relevant, but it's almost like we were saying earlier about impulse control. They just couldn't help themselves. You know, they had to respond. Oh, bloody archers! Now, will you just go and attack the archer first, please? Let's get the archers done, then we can move on. Okay, so oh yep, the archer, yep, that's good. Let's get rid of him. Cool, level 29. I need to earn some blood oaths or whatever they're called before level 50. I think level 50 is when I need to start paying for my skills. So I need to do some turn in a favour. Make sure I turn in a favour every day. And come on now. Okay. I wonder if the daytime's longer than nighttime in the game. Kind of feels like it when you're a vampire. It's probably... It's only 11 a.m. Right, we'll do a couple more. Then I've got to go and have some dinner. Oh, pity's sake! Right, yep, that's fine. Wipe this dude out, and we can move on. There we go. Getting whooped here for some reason. He's really struggling with a regen this time for some reason. Not quite sure why. Don't die, don't die. Yeah, we're not going to kill that with the vampire skill yet. Got skills doing 50 damage and he's regenerating 100 per second, it looks like. I guess it's probably the same for a lot of people, but we kind of find ourselves talking about these political and social issues kind of less and less, you know, just not necessarily between like myself and like my wife, but just with other people. It's just best just not to get involved really. Oh, well, this is going better. Oh, skill book. Werewolf one that we've already got. Anyone having a nice traditional Sunday roast today? I guess that would probably only be in the UK though, wouldn't it? Do they have, I don't know if anyone from the US is listening. Do you have like a traditional Sunday roast in the US? As I said, I'm home alone today because my wife's gone to London, so I made a sausage casserole the other day, so I'm having what's left of that with I haven't got any potatoes. I have to have some rice, I think, probably. Some rice. I did start a little a little fairy character quite a while ago now. Wasn't really a big fan of it though. Just the model, the actual model and stuff. I wasn't a big fan of. I just didn't want to play a big fairy. I guess was the thing. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff you can put out with, isn't there, that you just pass off as like, oh, well, you know, that's how it goes kind of thing. I think EverQuest kind of had so many fail safes in place, didn't it? Where a lot of that stuff just couldn't happen. You know, I mean, particularly like high level loot. I mean, I imagine, like, unless you're in the group and you're just a massive twat and you want everyone to know about it, it's difficult to like ninja loot a fungi tunic. I would imagine. I'm sure it's happened. You know, like someone's won a roll and someone else gone and looted it, but what you're then going to do as that person, you know, it's kind of like anyway, I think that's it. I'm going to have my dinner, glass of wine, and I'm going to be a Kevin today. I'm going to sit around on my own, eat my dinner, my wine, and wait for Joe Pesci to turn up. And what's his name? I can't remember the other actor's name. Lay out my little traps and things, and yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm mostly playing Project Gorgon at the moment. Well, as I said, like my when the game first came out, I played it regularly for a long time, but now it kind of comes in bursts. So I'll probably level up my vampire skill to whatever I can afford to. Get some skills and stuff and see how we go. Hope you have a good Sunday. Enjoy your lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever it is you happen to be having. And don't let the bastards grind you down. That's the most